Hello, friends. A little bit of a messy Monday today. That's all right. We're here. And even if it's not a Monday for you when you find this, I hope that you are doing well. Let's see what the cards have to say today. That was a whole bunch of them all together. We do not need that. Well, I can at least get started while we wait for this third one. It seems things are a little bit wonky, and as I said that, we got two more. So we have 4 total together. Let me go ahead and pick the one that fell up off the floor. And I'll be right back. Okay, so we got the 10 of Pentacles. Almost said the 9, but it's the 10 for sure. We have the 5 of Cups, and then both together came out. It's the Knight of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. So interesting to note, the reading that I just did over on TikTok has the progression of Pentacles also. It was the 8 to 9, and in this one we're going 10 to 9. So maybe you're just coming across this later, right? Or maybe both messages are meant for you in some different way. But right now in this energy, going from the 10 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles, and I'm seeing it with the other cards present together with them as well. It's almost like, yeah, okay, you reached your end goal. You finished what you said you were going to finish, but it doesn't feel like you thought it would feel. So whether that be maybe there were things that just didn't quite come out right, and you felt like you needed to just put them out in the world anyways, and now it's just leaving you with that feeling of like, oh man, that's not what I wanted, right? It could be, on the other hand, that you've reached this level of success with the 10 of Pentacles, that end goal, that new normal for you, right? But there's still this fulfillment that you're seeking. It's like maybe things were a little bit out of order, where you never quite settled into your daily routine, or just this new normal that you've reached, right? You're not really feeling that total satisfaction yet. Beings that it came up in this same reading, if you're in that space and it's just right here, I see it coming in really quickly, especially paired with the Knight of Wands, right? So I wouldn't worry too much on that front. It's not, try not to let it bring you down, because it is coming, okay? So I just wanted to throw that out there. Let's get into the actual reading though. We have, as I said, the 10 of Pentacles. A lot of times it is that card of completion, that card of coming into your wealth. And maybe you're at the end of your career space where you're going into retirement. You're done with working altogether, right? At least in that job. Wants me to move on already, but still on this 10 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. My words are totally scrambled today. Some days that just happens, right? Anyways, the 10 of Pentacles, it really is reaching that height though, specifically in that career space or your finances or things like that, the material world in some way, right? There's a lot of different ways that this card could go. So keep that in mind as we walk through this reading, because it could be one of those things I just mentioned, and if we don't dive into that particular thing, the themes that we mention as we keep going through this reading could still apply to your particular situation. You'll just need to bring your own words to it to flesh out that story, right? And I mean, you'll know what I mean when as we walk through it, and you'll know, like, the words should come directly to your mind. It's not like something that you're going to have to sit down and think about, right? You know what's going on in your life. So, anyways, so yeah, Ten of Pentacles. The last thing I'll say about it, it's a card of success. It's a card of reaching that goal. Okay. The Five of Cups. You can see this guy, he's kind of downturned. He's got these ones that have been overturned, and then these behind him are still upright. So a lot of times this card talks about the emotions, and specifically maybe disappointment, or I'm almost hearing like feeling left out also. Meaning that, you know, you've tried these other ways, and actually I don't even want to dive into that. It's really pointing me towards the emotions. It's that feeling that you should be happy. The happiness is supposed to be here for me. Why is it not? The thing is, it's still there. It's right there. Right behind him, right? So in this situation, I'm getting that happiness is either right around the corner. It's that theory of like, you've tried it 10,000 ways and found 10,000 ways that it didn't work. Just try it again. It's right there, I promise you. And the other thought that came to mind is a shift in perspective, right? This guy, he literally just needs to turn around. So sometimes it's just remembering that sometimes what we focus on isn't the whole picture. Okay, so in that total look that we were talking about in the beginning, where it's just not everything you wanted, maybe it's because you're focusing on the wrong things. If you're constantly looking at what's wrong and what didn't go right, you can learn from those things, and it is valuable to look at them. But when we dwell on them, we do get these feelings of disappointment, and it does take an adjustment of our viewpoint. So try to take in the bigger picture if that's where you're feeling, okay? And specifically look for what's going right, or where you could easily adjust things to make them feel more right. Okay? Yeah, moving on. This pair at the end here, we have the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. So this Nine of Pentacles, like I said, maybe it's just something you had skipped over. It was that step that you skipped over. And this is that satisfaction, the self-sustainment, it's a culmination of everything coming together. You're not quite there, but dang, it's right there. You're coming together. You never had that. It was like a split second, like you were doing the work, and then, oh my gosh, I'm here. So yeah, I mean, and the Knight of Wands, it talks about things happening quickly, so that very well could be what happened, right? That's if we're still talking about the past. A lot of times in this third position here on my readings, I see it as more of the energy that you're moving into. And what this tells me is that very quickly coming up, you will be finding that satisfaction. You will be, I don't want to say hitting the plateau in a bad way. It's a plateau you've been building towards, and you know that you're going to find rest, and you can just kind of even out after so long of plugging away and working really hard. So don't lose yourself in this feeling. It is coming to you, and it's coming quickly. You don't have much longer, so hang tight. But reposition that perspective so that you know what actions to take right now, so that you can reach that, and so that you know maybe what's missing or what step got skipped, right? So check those things out. We'll see where it all goes. I was originally going to pull some clarifier cards, but this reading is already running pretty long, and I feel like it's kind of cut and dry. We've dove into a few different ways that it could apply, different things that it might be. And for those of you who are coming across this reading, I feel like you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Not every reading is for every person, right? And that's okay. So sometimes they are just simpler like this. I feel like maybe we did a couple circles just in getting all the words out and explaining, but it is simple, even if it's not easy. Okay. So the card that came out is, hey you. I feel like that's the universe trying to get your attention. And all of these things that we said, it makes total sense to me. If you feeling like you missed something, if you skipped over something, that kind of feeling we've been talking about, this disappointment, maybe it's something that was in your face the whole time. It's right there. It's right there. So take that extra time today. Take 15 minutes, a half hour, whatever extra time you have. And I'm not talking about while you're at lunch. You know, some people I know you can process that way, and while you're doing something else. I'm talking about take a total break from everything. Give yourself time, 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be a lot, okay? I know sometimes when some people are taking breaks with just their thoughts, especially in this energy, it's scary and it hurts and it sucks. So not everyone wants to do that. I get it, I know. But the universe needs your attention. And the best way to do that is to learn how to just converse. For some people, that's prayer. For some people, it's meditation. There are wonderful meditation apps out there, right? But I encourage you not to be doing anything while you're in that space. Just envision that bigger picture. Sometimes maybe you have to go through the steps that you went through, right? And just kind of act as an observer. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge the things you did and, oh yeah, well, I should have done that. Oh yeah, I really rushed through that part. Okay, yeah. Observe it. And acknowledge it in the way of, okay, so I really rushed through that part. What did I miss by that? What little detail might have dropped through the cracks that just ultimately left some of this feeling undone? Right? Do you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways that could go. So I'm just going to leave that there today. I'm going to start getting on the mid-month readings tomorrow, and they will be up by the end of the week. So that's really exciting. I do have some stuff going on over on Instagram with written tarot readings, and over on TikTok with shorter 3-minute tarot readings. And then I'll also have some meditations and things like that, thoughts of the days, on all channels is my hope by the end of the week to start being really consistent with that every single day. So, whether you're here for the mornings, for the evenings, every once in a while, I really appreciate you being here. Your presence is what makes all of this worth it. So, thank you for joining me in my journey. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I really look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for stopping by. Love you lots. Bye.